Hi everybody, this is Diana in LA and Cary in the UK, and we're here to talk about this week's stars. Welcome to our weekly reading where we explore all things astrological. From our two different points of view in two different locations in the world, we bring to you a unique astrological perspective on what is happening right now across the globe. So here we go. We've got a big week coming up. We just came out of the full moon. This last full moon on Friday was in Aquarius, 1 degree. And what that means is we're going to have a blue moon this time. A blue moon is when there's two full moons in the same sign. Some people say two full moons in the same month, but that's not technically a blue moon. A blue moon is when it's in the same sign. So it's always at the very beginning and the very end of a sign. And so that's what we're having in Aquarius. That means we get a double dose of Aquarian energy at a time when, boy, do we need that double dose of that new thinking and invention and remembering we are all interconnected. So this is going to be a powerful start to this week as Friday began that full moon energy, 7:37 p.m. here in Los Angeles, in the middle of the night in the UK and Europe. And we then continue on with a lot of planets changing signs again. Last week we did, and this week again. We have Mars going into Virgo on Friday coming up. Mercury's going into Leo on Tuesday, Wednesday. Jupiter goes retrograde back into Aquarius. So we've got the big wheels are turning and moving in the sky. And of course, all those things affect us in very many kinds of ways. Finally, at the end of the week, we've got this great big darn T-square again with Uranus, Saturn, of course, that we've been working with all year long, but now in a lovely T-square at the end of the week, which will be intense. That's Friday and Saturday. We'll talk more about all of this. Cary, what are you seeing on your side of the world?
Hi everybody, hope you had a good week. It's going to be a challenging one this week because it starts off with a bit of a bang because you've got Mercury, planet of communication, opposed Pluto, and that's a really deep aspect. And in the UK, this is the week that's coming to the end of the first week of restrictions being lifted. Now, as a result of that, there's a lot more freedom out there, there's a lot more people out there, but there's also a lot of people very concerned about the rising rate of the variant. And the Mercury opposed Pluto is an example of that.
And may I interject that is very similar to what's happening in Japan right now with the Olympics going forward against the whole nation's objection. So here, that's another example of Mercury opposed Pluto.
So in addition, we've got Saturn square Uranus. So what is Saturn square Uranus and how does it represent itself in some of the news stories that are coming up at the moment? Because for me, you've got Saturn, which is your structure, and you've got Uranus, which is unpredictability, and it's challenging, really challenging, and Saturn's retrograding, so it makes it even tougher. So part of it is learning from what's happening during this particular transit. So, for example, COVID, that's all part of learning going forward. Climate change, that is an effect of Saturn square Uranus.
There's a lot of change happening in all the structures, even the atmospheric ones, including going to outer space where we pierce the atmosphere, right? Going out of the Earth's atmosphere is a very dynamic time.
Well, what is really nice happening this week is you've got Mercury and the Sun coming together. So if you're born in the first 5 days of your fire sign, this is going to be a lovely week for you for many reasons. Also, if you're born on the 1st or 2nd of your month and you happen to be an earth sign, This will also be a very nice week for you because Venus will be either conjunct or trining your Sun. And if you happen to have any planets at those degrees, you're going to feel a really nice vibe this week, a very vibrant vibe.
Just thinking of back to Earth, we've got Mars moving into Virgo this week on Friday, 0 degrees Virgo, joining Venus. That's just went into Virgo last week. So we've got Mars and Venus coming more and more conjunct in the sky. That's a powerful thing in Earth.
And the really nice thing about that is, after experiencing Mars causing a T-square with Saturn and Uranus, Venus and Mars are going to be trining Uranus. So it's going to actually free up the negative aspect of the square of Saturn to Uranus. So over the next few weeks, everyone's going to feel a lot more positive in certain areas, having that Mars conjunct Venus. Eventually, when Mars gets near to Venus, which it will in the next couple of weeks, that will then trine Uranus, which will lessen the effect of the Saturn square Uranus. So we're heading into quite a positive period. And as it's in Virgo, it will invigorate some of the earth signs.
Except for this Saturday, of course, where we start to have this terrible T-square, where we have interesting aspects of Sun conjunct Mercury, which is very dynamic and very fluid in the communications, squaring Uranus as in creating that T-square to Saturn and opposing Saturn. Sun and Mercury oppose Saturn. But what's also happening on Saturday is the moon conjuncts Uranus. So that's a flashpoint. Whenever the moon hits this Uranus, which it's often doing, every 28 days, it hits that point again. And when it does, it heightens the effect of the Saturn-Uranus square. But right now, it's part of a T-square. So I wonder what's going to happen this weekend that could be a bit flashy.
While we've got this square of Saturn to Uranus, when something happens to relieve that effect, it has a favorable effect on the world. So what is happening as Mars has gone into Virgo, it's going to come pretty near, it's going to come near Venus, and both of them are going to start trining Uranus, which will lessen the effect of the Saturn square Uranus. It doesn't mean the Saturn square Uranus has gone away. It just means that we're going to feel a lot better about things. And those two planets in Virgo will invigorate anybody who's got planets in Earth at those degrees.
Yeah, so it looks like an interesting week ahead. And so we wish you a really good week, and we hope that you can use these energies, double Aquarian for 2 months, full moons, this blue moon period that we're in, as this week is quite full of oppositions, but also trines, and a great big T-square at the end of the week. We wish you a good week. Use these energies, take advantage of the tension even, to get your projects done, use it like a deadline to finish things, start things. The energy is very dynamic right now. So we'll see you next time. If you are enjoying these broadcasts, we hope you will share them, like them, and comment. And we're all available on YouTube at ASTRO UKLA, Facebook, and Instagram. See you next time, everybody.
Have a good week, everyone. Take care.